All right, back with another SOG. Today is the SOG Diverge XR, which is their crossbar lock, right? They call their crossbar lock is the XR. So yeah, they name it Diverge and then they throw XR on it. Okay, whatever. I'm not a knife designer. I'm not a knife namer. I think it's a weird name, but that's okay. What do we got here? We got an aluminum scaled extra deep carry pocket clip, which we'll talk about. And for those of you that have followed the channel for a while, you already know what I'm going to say about that. If you're new, well, thanks for coming, first off. And second, we'll talk about the pocket clip in a moment. Yeah, it's pretty basic. This is one of their China-made offerings. It's about $65. I don't really talk a lot about pricing on this channel, although with these last few SOGs, I have been talking about the pricing. So I figured I have a couple more to film. I might as well just continue on with the pricing. You know, it's okay. I don't love this knife. I don't hate the knife. The flipper action is not that great. I think there's just a geometry or a detent issue for me, because while it works 99% of the time, if you go really slow, right? Now people have commented in previous videos that I'm trying to fail the knife. No, not necessarily, but ideally your flipper tab, in my opinion, is as slow as you can pull it back. It should still fully open. You shouldn't have to run up on it and give it a slam to get it home, right? So like if we take this VC Edge interface, if I go super hard, it's going to open right away. No problem. If I go light, it's still going to open with very similar authority, because the detent kind of ramps up that pressure. When it releases from the detent, it fires out. That's how I believe every flipper tab knife should work. When you get into the crossbar locks and button locks and things like that, it's a different mechanism. So sometimes you need to give it a little more oomph. This is super thin. It kind of maybe competes with the Benchmade 940, the Osborne design, maybe, if you will, I guess. Now, the SOG markets this as a sheep's foot blade. I don't know. Maybe it's a Wharncliffe. Maybe it's a reverse Tonto. I've seen other people call it all different things. Cleaver. I like the blade shape. I am into that sort of style. Like with the Red Horse Knifeworks Hellraiser, I like this kind of cleaver tip. Okay, sure, no problem. So they can call it whatever they want. It's small, it's lightweight. This particular one is the blacked out PVD version. They have it in several different varieties if you like. Yeah, it's okay. I just don't love the flipping action. It does run on bearings. It is super fidgety. With any crossbar lock, XR lock, access lock, whatever you want to call it, you can retract the lock and fidget with it as you will. So that does make it interesting and fun. There's some jimping on the back of the spine of the blade, which gives you some really good grip. And this will absolutely cut. Oops. So it does cut. It cuts well. It's sharp out of the box. Just throw that off to the side. What do you get here? You get 4 3/8 closed, 7 1/4 overall, with a 2.96-inch blade. D2, their cryo-treated D2 out of China. Sure, fine. Super thin at 0.391 overall thickness. Now the pocket clip. Let's just zoom in. Why do we need a pocket clip that is deeper than the freaking knife? If somebody knows the answer to that, what, like, Legit, I don't understand. I think it makes it more difficult to deploy from your pocket in general because there's nothing to really grab onto when it's in your pocket. You're actually reaching inside of your pocket to pull it out, and the pressure, it just makes it more cumbersome to me. I find that I need to put my finger on the bottom of the blade of the clip more to then help push it out of my pocket a little bit so that I can then grab it. And SOG is not the only company to do that. There's been several videos I've done throughout the years with these crazy extra deep pocket clips. I don't see the need. Okay. Now, what is interesting on this is if you're looking inside, it is got milled out pockets, but what it has is it has like an aluminum frame. I think it's an aluminum frame. I actually didn't check. It's hard to get to. But there is a frame inside, and then the aluminum scales around the outside. So it's not just straight aluminum sides. There is a framework first that has all those milling pockets built in for the weight savings and whatnot. And then you have the aluminum scales that go over the top. So it's interesting design in that regard. Typical blacked out finish, nothing exciting there, nothing bad. I don't love big branding like this. That's a little much for me, but at least they didn't put it on the pocket clip this time. So that's a bonus. All in all, I think SOG, I wish would go back to what they used to do. SOG and ZT, very similar. I don't have an old school SOG in front of me, but I do have an old school ZT in front of me. This is the ZT 0600 collaboration with RJ Martin. This is when ZT made great knives. Big, thick. They worked great. Just good knives. What they're coming out with today, not so much. I like their older style stuff. Same with SOG. I like the older generation of stuff that they did, in the 90s type of thing. I think we made knives differently back then. We had different design styles and design cues, and I appreciated those much better with a lot of these companies. So here it is with a Sharpie, the Spyderco Delica. Since I pulled out the VC Edge interface, which frankly just came back to me from a spot treatment, we'll put that out there. And since I pulled out the Red Horse Knife Works Hellraiser, let's put that guy right up on top and get them all butt to butts, just because I can. I love both the Hellraisers and the VC Edge interfaces. I have two interfaces, and I have more than two Hellraisers. Let's just leave it at that. So, thanks for watching, guys. I will put a SOG playlist up here in the corner if you're interested in checking out the SOGs that I have done. Thanks a lot, everyone. Have a fantastic day. And John, thank you for sending this in, along with all the others that you sent in that are all new for this year. This is new for 2024. So, let me know what you think. And please, let me know about this deep carry, extra deep carry, super deep carry pocket clip. I'd love to know your thoughts.